and called ChatGPT, and then we're making conversations for each other. And the title of these conversations is all about presidents in USA and Philippines. Okay. Hope like our chats and hope you like us reply each other. It makes you learn about in an AI world. Okay, I said that to ChatGPT, guys. Hey, and then ChatGPT says for me, guys, hello, how can I assist you today? Okay, and then I said that to ChatGPT, guys, can we talk about presidents in the world? And then ChatGPT says for me, of course, we can talk about presidents from around the world. Please feel free to ask any specific questions or topics you would like to discuss regarding presidents. And I'll do my best to provide you with information and insights, whether you're interested in historical presidents, current leaders, their roles, or any other aspects. Just let me know how I can assist you. I said now to ChatGPT, guys, how many presidents are in the USA? And then ChatGPT says for me, guys, as of my last knowledge update in September 2021, the president of the United States is Joe Biden, who took office on January 20, 2021. However, please note that my information is not current and there may have been developments or changes since then. The President of the United States serves a four-year term, I repeat, four-year term, and presidential elections are typically held every 4 years. If you would like to know the current president in 2023, I recommend checking a reliable news source or the official website of the US government for the most up-to-date information. And then I said now to ChatGPT, guys, name all the history of presidents, please. And then ChatGPT says for me, guys, certainly. As of my last knowledge update in September 2021, here is a list of all the presidents of the United States in chronological order along with their years in office. Number 1, guys, that is called George Washington in the year 1789 to 1797. And then the second, guys, is John Adams, 1797 to 1801. Third is Thomas Jefferson, 1801 to 1809. And then fourth president is James Madison, 1809 to 1817. Okay, and then James Monroe, 1817 to 1825. And then the sixth president, guys, John Quincy Adams, 1825 to 1829. And then the seventh, guys, is that Andrew Jackson, 1829 to 1837. And then the eighth president is Martin Van Buren, 1837 to 1841. The ninth president is William Henry Harrison, 1841, died in office. And then the 10th president of the United States is John Tyler, 1841 to 1845. 11th, guys, is James K. Pollock, 1845 to 1849. The 12th president of the United States is Zachary Taylor, 1849 to 1850, died in office. Then the 13th president is the Millard Fillmore, 1850 to 1853. The 14th is that Franklin Pierce, 1853 to 1857. 15th, guys, James Buchanan, 1857 to 1861. 16th president, guys, is, you already familiar with this, guys, Abraham Lincoln, 1861 to 1865, assassinated. And then the 17th president of the United States, that Andrew Johnson, 1865 to 1869. And then the 18th president is that Ulysses S. Grant, 1869 to 1877. Then the 19th president is that Rutherford B. Hayes, 1877 to 1881. 20th president is James A. Garfield, 1881, assassinated. And then 21st president is that Chester A. Arthur, 1881 to 1885. The 22nd president is Grover Cleveland, 1885 to 1889. The 23rd president is Benjamin Harrison, 1889 to 1893. 24th president is that Grover Cleveland, 1893 to 1897, second non-consecutive term. 25th President of the United States. You already familiar for this, guys? William McKinley. Okay? 1897 to 1901, assassinated. The 26th President is Theodore Roosevelt, 1901 to 1909. And then William Howard Taft. Okay? The 27th President, which is in the 1909 to 1913. Then the 28th President is Woodrow Wilson, 1913 to 1921. And then 29th President is that Warren G. Harding, 1921 to 1923, died in office. 30th President of the United States is that Calvin Coolidge, 1923 to 1929. And then 31st President of the United States is that Herbert Hoover, 1929 to 1933. 32nd President of the United States is Franklin D. Roosevelt, 1933 to 1945. That is the time where the World War II arrives, and then where the Japanese armed forces is beaten the Pearl Harbor. That is in the year 1933 to 1945. That's the time of Franklin D. Roosevelt in 32nd President, guys. Okay. And then the 33rd President of the United States is Harry S. Truman, 1945 to 1953. And then 34th President is Dwight D. Eisenhower, okay, 1953 to 1961. And then 35th President is John F. Kennedy, 1961 to 1963, assassinated. 36, guys, Lyndon B. Johnson, 1963 to 1969. 37th, okay, 37th President is Richard Nixon, 1969 to 1974, resigned. Okay, 38, guys, Gerald Ford, 1974 to 1977. Then 39, guys, is Jimmy Carter, 1977 to 1981. The 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, 1981 to 1989. And then the 41st President is George H.W. Bush, 1989 to 1993. And then 42nd President of the United States is Bill Clinton, 1993 to 2001. Then the 43rd President of the United States is George W. Bush, 2001 to 2009. 44th President, you already know this, guys. That is Barack Obama, 2009 to 2017. Okay, the 45th President, you already know this also, guys. That's Donald Trump, 2017 to 2021. And then the last day, okay, the present day, the 46th President of the United States, that is Joe Biden. I repeat, Joe Biden, 2021, the present, as of my knowledge, as of my last knowledge update. And then please note that the list reflects the President of the United States up to September 2021. If you are looking for the most current information regarding the President of the United States, I recommend checking a reliable news source or the official website of the US government. And then I said no to ChatGPT, guys. Is Donald Trump tries to become president again in 2024? Is it true or false? And then ChatGPT says for me, guys, as of my knowledge, update in September 2021, Donald Trump had not officially announced his candidacy for the 2024 presidential election. However, it's important to note that political situations can change rapidly. The announcements or decisions regarding presidential campaigns may have occurred since then. To find the most up-to-date information on whether Donald Trump is running for president in 2024, I recommend checking recent news sources, and official statements from Donald Trump or his political team. Political plans and campaign announcements can help evolve, so it's always a good idea to rely on the latest information available. And then I said no to ChatGPT, guys. Okay, I said no to ChatGPT is that, okay, how many presidents are there in the Philippines? Okay, supposedly, guys, and then ChatGPT says now for me, as of my knowledge update in September 2021, the president of the Philippines was Rodrigo Duterte. He assumed office on June 30, 2016. However, please note that the Philippines, like many countries, holds presidential elections and the president serves a single 6-year term. 6-year term, guys. For example, in the US, guys, recommended only the 4 terms. But here in the Philippines, guys, the year of the presidency requires only the 6th term in this legacy. It's possible that may have been a new president elected since then, or that there have been developments in the political landscape. To find out the current president of the Philippines in 2023, I recommend checking a reliable news source or the official government website of the Philippines for the most up-to-date information. And then I said no to ChatGPT, guys. Name all the history of the Philippine presidents, please. And then ChatGPT says for me, guys. Certainly. Here is the list of all presidents of the Philippines in chronological order, along with their years in office. Okay? The first president of the Philippines, guys, is Emilio Aguinaldo between the year 1899 to 1901. The first president of the Philippines serving during the First Philippine Republic. The second president is that Manuel L. Quezon, 1935 to 1944. The first president of the Commonwealth of the Philippines under U.S. sovereignty. And then the third, guys, president of the Philippines, the Jose P. Laurel, between 1943 to the 1945. Okay, he served as a president during the Japanese occupation of the Philippines during the World War II. And then the fourth president of the Philippines is that Sergio Osmeña, 1944 to 1946. He became president after the death of Manuel L. Quezon and served during the later years of World War II and the immediate post-war period. And then the fifth president of the Philippines, guys, is Manuel Rojas, 1946 to 1948. He succeeded Manuel Rojas and served during the early years of the Third Republic. And then the seventh, guys, is that the president of the Philippines, seventh, Ramon Magsaysay, 1953 to 1957, known for his populist approach and efforts against corruption. And the eighth president of the eighth president of the Philippines, that Carlos P. Garcia, okay, 1957 to 1961, advocated the Filipino First policy to prioritize Filipino businesses and products. And then the ninth president of the Philippines is that Diosdado Macapagal, 1961 to 1965. Moved Independence Day from July 4 to July 12 and claimed that date as the true Philippine Independence Day. Okay, and then the 10th president of the Philippines is Ferdinand Marcos, 1965 to 1986. That is the second terms. Initially elected for 2 terms but declared martial law in 1972 and ruled as a dictator until he was ousted in 1986. And then the 11th president of the Philippines is Corazon Aquino, 1986 to 1992, a former military general who led the country through a period of political and economic reforms. The 13th president of the Philippines is Jo... Ay? The 12th. 11th pa. Sorry. The 12th president of the Philippines is that Fidel V. Ramos, 1992 to 1998. A former military general who led the country through a period of political and economic reforms. And then the 13th president of the Philippines is that Joseph Estrada, 1998 to 2001. His presidency was cut short by the Second EDSA Revolution, leading to his ouster. Then the 14th president of the Philippines, that Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, 2001 to 2010. She assumed the presidency after Joseph Estrada's ouster and was later elected to 2 full terms. And then, he's the 14th, guys. And then the 15th president of the Philippines is Benigno S. Aquino III, or aka Benigno Simeon Aquino III. Okay? 2010 to 2016. The son of Corazon Aquino, he serves as president and focused on good governance and anti-corruption efforts. AKA, guys, when we say Benigno S. Aquino III, that is we called Noynoy Aquino in the latest, guys. We call him. And then the 16th president of the Philippines, guys, is that am I right? Okay, am I right for that? Sorry. Rodrigo Duterte. The 2016. Okay? The 16th president is Rodrigo Duterte. 2016 na present as of my last update in September 2021. He took office with a strong stance on law and order, the war on drugs, and foreign policy. Please note that the information provided is based on my last knowledge update in September 2021. There may be been developments or changes in the political landscape. I'm really sorry, guys, but sounds so creepy, right? Okay, I'm really sorry for that. Okay? Last knowledge, September, there may be developments or changes in the political landscape of the Philippines since then. Okay, and then I said not to chat GPT, guys. And then 17th president is Marcos Jr., right? Called Bongbong Marcos. Joke as Bongo. Okay. Chat GPT says for me, as of my last knowledge update in September 2021, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. had announced his candidacy for the presidency of the Philippines in the 2022 elections. However, it's important to note that the election results and any subsequent presidency will be determined by the outcome of the 2022 Philippine presidential election. Bongbong Marcos and Bongo are two different individuals with their own political ambitions. Bongo, whose full name is Christopher Lawrence Bong, and then the Go is a Filipino politician who has served as a senator and has been associated with President Rodrigo Duterte's administration. To find out the results of the 2022 Philippine presidential election and the identity of the 17th president of the Philippines, I recommend checking a reliable news source or the official government website of the Philippines for the most up-to-date information, as my knowledge is not current beyond September 2021. And then, I said no to ChatGPT, guys. Why Tatay Games came from? And then ChatGPT says for me. Okay, ChatGPT says that it appears that Tatay Games is not a widely recognized term or concept in my knowledge base as of my last update in September 2021. It's possible that Tatay Games referred to as special term or phrase that has emerged or gained popularity after my last update, or it could be a reference to a niche or localized concept. If you could provide more context or information about what Tatay Games refer to or where it originated, I would be happy to try to provide a more accurate explanation or answer your question to the best of my ability. I said now to ChatGPT, guys, Duterte fighting crime and train to Jensen. And then ChatGPT says for me, guys, it seems you may be referring to a popular mobile game called Duterte Fighting Crime, and the concept related to a train route from Manila to General Santos City in the Philippines, often referred to as train to Jensen. Here's some information about each. Okay, number one, guys. Explain what is the meaning of the Duterte Fighting Crime. Okay, the one, guys, is Duterte Fighting Crime. Duterte Fighting Crime is a mobile game that was released in 2016. It features a fictionalized version of Rodrigo Duterte, the president of the Philippines at the time. As the main character who fights crime in the virtual environment, the game gained popularity for its unique concept and became a subject of debate due to its political nature. It should be noted that this game is purely for entertainment and not endorsed or created by the actual president. Oh, not created by the actual president, but is already the game. What the fudge, guys? Okay, the second, guys, is that the second game is Train to Jensen. Train to Jensen is a phrase that refers to the desire of some people in the Philippines for the construction of a railway or train line that connects Manila, the capital city, to General Santos City, often abbreviated as Jensen. Okay, aka General Santos, guys. That is the Jensen. A major city of an island of Mindanao, such as train route, would improve transportation connectivity between the capital and the southern regions, guys. Okay? Southern regions of the Philippines, potentially benefiting economic development and transportation efficiency. Please note that my information is based on data available up to September 2021, and there may have been developments or changes in this topic since then. And then ChatGPT says for me, guys, how many places of Train to Jensen in the gameplay? And then ChatGPT says for me, in the mobile game Duterte Fighting Crime, the gameplay typically consists of the player character is a fictionalized version of Rodrigo Duterte Fighting Crime in various locations within the game world. The specific number of places or locations in the game can vary depending on the version or update of the game, as well as the developer's design choices. In general, such games often include multiple levels or stages set in different areas of environments within a virtual city. Players may encounter various challenges, missions, or scenarios in each location. To find the precise number of places in the game, you may need to refer to the game's official documentation or user's guides, or explore the game itself if it is still available for play. Keep in mind that game content can change over time due to updates and modifications. Guys. Okay, I said to ChatGPT, guys, list the cities of game in Train to Jensen. And then ChatGPT says for me, guys, I apologize for any confusion, but there seems to be misunderstanding. Train to Jensen is not a game that I have information about my knowledge base, and I'm not aware. Okay? I'm not aware of any specific game by that name. It's possible that the game you are referring to is not widely known or is a niche or locally developed game. If Train to Jensen is a specific game you are interested in, I recommend checking the game's official website or the platform where it is available for download. Game developers typically provide information about the game's feature, including the cities or locations within the game, on their official websites or in the game's documentation. And then if you have any more details or specific questions about the game, please provide additional context and I'll do my best to assist you further. And then I said to ChatGPT again, guys, list the provinces of Train to Jensen. And then ChatGPT says again, I apologize, but it appears that Train to Jensen is not a widely recognized or documented game or concept in my knowledge base. Therefore, I cannot provide the list of provinces or specific information about this game. It's possible that Train to Jensen may refer to a localized or niche game that is not well documented in widely available sources. If you have more specific details about the game or its context, please provide additional information and I'll do my best to assist you further. And then I said again to ChatGPT, okay, more and more pressure ago. I said to ChatGPT, list the countries. I said over and over again, guys, list the countries in the game of Train to Jensen Tatay games. And then, it's already enough, guys. Okay, ChatGPT says now, the last message. ChatGPT says again, as of my last message update in September 2021, I do not have information about a game called Train to Jensen by Tatay Games or any specific list of countries featured in the game. It's possible that this game is relatively obscure or may have been released after my last update and therefore I do not have information about its content. If you are looking for information about the countries featured in the game, Train to Jensen by Tatay Games, I recommend checking the game's official website, the developer's documentation, or any user's guides associated with the game. Game developers often provide details about the game's features, including the countries or locations within the game on their official platforms. And then, okay, that's already our last message, ChatGPT, guys. Okay, thank you for all the comments, suggestions, and feedbacks. Hope you learned from my vlog for this entitled, okay, Presidents in USA and Philippines. Woo! Okay, and then see you again. Bye, ChatGPT, and hope you're gonna have a conversation again many years time. Thank you. Woo! Yay! Bye, ChatGPT. Okay, I miss you.